Hi friends, I'm Tina. Welcome back to Whispering Cottage Home. Today we're making over a sweet country breakfast nook with gingham, ironstone, fresh fruit and all those little morning touches that make a kitchen feel loved before the day even begins. In this video, I'll show you simple decorating ideas you can use in your own home, whether you have a full farmhouse kitchen, a tiny corner table, or just a sunny little spot by the window. We'll talk about how to lay a pattern without making the room feel busy, how to use old dishes and thrifted treasures in a practical way, and how fresh fruit can become one of the prettiest and most affordable home upgrades in the kitchen. Before we begin, I'd love to know, do you have an old kitchen treasure? Maybe a mixing bowl, a plate, or a little cabinet piece that still makes you smile? A country breakfast nook usually begins with the table. It does not have to be fancy. In fact, the best ones often feel like they have been part of the family for years. For this makeover, Gingham gives us that cheerful, old-fashioned starting point. A blue and white gingham cloth, a red checked runner, or even simple gingham napkins can change the whole feeling of the space. Gingham has a way of making a kitchen feel bright, friendly, and ready for toast, coffee, and a little morning conversation. Here's a simple interior design tip. If your nook is small, choose one main gingham pattern and let it be the star. For example, use a gingham tablecloth, then keep the plates mostly white. If you love more colour, use solid napkins in butter yellow, soft red, or sage green. That keeps the look collected, not cluttered. This is one of those small kitchen ideas that makes a big difference without a full home renovation. You are not replacing cabinets or changing flooring. You are simply giving the room a fresh country mood with fabric, colour, and careful layering. If you already have a plain wooden table, let some of that wood show. Fold the tablecloth back like a runner, or use a smaller square cloth turned on the diagonal. That little bit of exposed wood keeps the nook grounded and gives it that vintage farmhouse charm. Now, let's bring in the ironstone. White ironstone is one of my favourite pieces of vintage home decor because it feels useful and beautiful at the same time. In a breakfast nook, ironstone does not need to sit behind glass, waiting for a special occasion. A pitcher can hold spoons. A low bowl can hold apples, pears, or oranges. A stack of small plates can be ready for toast, biscuits, or a slice of coffee cake. That is what I love about farmhouse decor. The prettiest things are often the ones we can actually use. If you are shopping at flea markets or antique malls, look for ironstone with simple shapes. A creamer with a nice handle, a shallow serving bowl, a covered sugar dish, or a few mismatched plates in creamy white. They do not all need to match. In fact, a little variation makes the nook feel more personal. For good home organization, keep only what you truly use or love in the breakfast nook, maybe one pitcher, one bowl of fruit, and a small stack of plates. That is enough to say vintage farmhouse kitchen without covering every inch of the table. And if you have family pieces, bring them out. A grandmother's creamer, your mother's old serving plate, or a chipped but loved mixing bowl can add memory to the room. As long as it is clean, safe, and well cared for, it belongs in the story of the home. One of the easiest decorating ideas for a breakfast nook is also one of the oldest: fresh fruit. A bowl of apples, lemons, oranges or pears brings colour, life and purpose to the table. It feels generous without being expensive, and unlike decor that just sits there, fruit is useful. Someone can reach for it on the way out the door, slice it for breakfast, or set it beside a cup of tea. For a country cottage look, think about colour balance. Lemons look lovely with blue gingham. Red apples are beautiful with white ironstone and natural wood. Pears feel soft and old-fashioned with sage green napkins or faded floral curtains. A simple kitchen design trick is to repeat the fruit colour once or twice around the nook. If you have oranges in the bowl, maybe add a small orange striped dish towel near the sink. If you have green pears, maybe use a green glass vase or a little botanical print on the wall. Repeating colour gently makes the room feel planned, even when everything is collected over time. And you do not need a large centerpiece. In a small breakfast nook, a low bowl is better than something tall. You want to see across the table. You want the space to feel easy to use in the morning. That is one of the secrets to practical cottage style. Beauty should never get in the way of living. A vintage breakfast nook should feel old but loved, not dusty or forgotten. So after we add the pretty pieces, we also want to think about light, surfaces and storage. Start by clearing anything that does not belong. Mail, extra jars, too many mugs and loose papers can quickly take over a kitchen corner. A little editing is one of the most affordable home upgrades you can make. Then look at the light. If your nook has a window, keep the curtains simple and cheerful. Café curtains in white cotton, tiny florals or gingham can give privacy without blocking the sunshine. If the room feels dim, a small lamp on a nearby hutch or counter can make breakfast feel softer in the early morning. Kitchen storage matters here too. A small wall shelf can hold everyday cups. A narrow cabinet can keep linens folded. Even a little tray can gather the sugar bowl, napkins, and teaspoons so the table stays useful. Friends, I'd love to hear in the comments, do you prefer a breakfast nook that feels simple and airy, or do you like it filled with plates, pictures, linens, and little old treasures? The goal is not to make the room perfect. The goal is to make it cared for. When a nook is clean, bright, and easy to sit down in, it naturally invites people to pause. Now let's talk about the finishing touches, because this is where many vintage rooms either come alive or start to feel crowded. A breakfast nook can hold memories, but it still needs breathing room. Choose a few old treasures that support the story of morning and kitchen life. A framed recipe card, a small wooden breadboard, a vintage sugar tin, a hand-embroidered towel, or a little shelf of breakfast plates can all feel right at home. Try grouping things in threes. For example, on a small shelf, you might place one ironstone creamer, one little framed print, and one folded linen. On the table, maybe one fruit bowl, one napkin stack, and one small vase of garden flowers. This gives the eye a place to rest. For a farmhouse kitchen, materials make a difference. Mix creamy ironstone, polished wood, soft cotton, and a touch of aged metal. A black metal chair, an old curtain rod, or a simple lantern-style light fixture can add just enough contrast so the room does not feel too pale. And remember, vintage home decor does not mean everything has to be old. A new cushion in a classic ticking stripe, a fresh set of cotton napkins, or a clean white shelf can make old pieces look more intentional. That balance is what keeps a room feeling fresh. Good home decor ideas are not about buying more and more. Often, they are about choosing better, arranging thoughtfully, and letting the pieces you already own shine. So when we bring it all together, our country breakfast nook has a simple recipe. A cheerful gingham pattern, useful ironstone, fresh fruit, good light, practical kitchen storage, and just a few old treasures that make the space feel personal. This kind of kitchen makeover is gentle. It does not require a big budget or a dramatic home improvement project. It is about noticing the corner you already have and asking, how can I make this feel more welcoming tomorrow morning? Maybe you will set out a bowl of apples tonight. Maybe you will pull a white pitcher from the back of the cabinet. Maybe you will wash and fold a checked tablecloth that has been tucked away for years. That is the beauty of cottage style. It honors what we already love while giving the room a fresh little lift. If today's breakfast nook gave you an idea for your own home, I'd be so happy if you would like this video, subscribe to Whispering Cottage Home, and leave a comment telling me what old kitchen treasure you would use in a morning nook makeover. Thank you for spending this gentle time with me. I'm Tina, and I'll see you again soon here at Whispering Cottage Home.